our best bets are always in the premium area. It doesn't mean we don't try and win every pick that we give out. Free picks, premium picks, YouTube premium picks, you name it. We try to win every single time out. Sometimes we string them together. Sometimes we don't string them together. It's the nature of the beast. It's called sports betting. We've been doing it a very long time, and I can tell you, I don't think I have it 100% nailed yet, and it happens. You go through hot streaks, cold streaks, and you also just go through through runs where it's like one game under, one game over, and you kind of just tread water, and somehow we always come out good on the other side, but sometimes you just got to dig a little harder. But we're going to try our best to put you guys on some winners. We have a good schedule today. I wouldn't call it a great schedule, but it's kind of like it's a smorgasbord of games. Just 6 college basketball, 6 NBA, and I don't know how many NHL because I don't follow it, but we're going to cover it here on this show. Let me bring in the guys and put the sound up for them. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
So we got the Ncaa Tournament starts today. Yesterday we saw the NIT, and I was dead wrong. I took Toledo. I don't know, man. I really liked Western Kentucky in the other game, and I gave out Toledo as my premium pick. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. It was like it was like I had that game so dialed in. I even took out the old magazine on the show to show everyone where it said St. Mary's sucks, right? I mean, it even said it right in paper for me. Wasn't good enough for me to give it out as a premium. So I had to took Toledo instead, and they folded like a tent, And you have to be somewhat worried about, this is what happens with the small teams, with the smaller teams in the smaller conferences, and you see this in the tournament, especially, the general advantage of the small teams and why you see the upsets in March Madness is because I say this all the time, everyone at the Division I level can play, especially if you start. Okay, everyone at Division I level can play, and the starters can all really play. And these days with the transfer portal, hey, most of these guys could play at bigger and better schools, right? And some of these guys have played at bigger and better schools, and then some of these guys have also played at smaller schools and were the star of that team and now are in bigger and better schools. But what happens in March Madness and in the postseason is because all of the games are on TV and on the big networks, the bigger networks, and this is when college basketball kind of makes their money, is they squeeze in more commercials. So when they squeeze in more commercials, it's more television timeouts and longer timeouts. So that means the starters get to play more, and you don't go as deep into the bench, right? But the issue with these play-in games and the NIT games, like last night, is they're on a little bit of a tighter schedule than the regular tournament action, which the tournament action, they leave the regular tournament, they basically plug in an extra half hour in between games, and then they have other games going on, so there's all kinds of ways that they can fill. We switched to Houston where right. I mean, this year it's all in Indiana, but it's like we switched to Houston where this game is going on, right? And we check in with this game, right? But last night and tonight they don't do that. So the team with less depth, like Toledo, all of a sudden gets rung up by the team that has more depth, like Richmond, coming from the bigger conference. And that's what we saw. So it's definitely one of those things that you kind of got to, oh yeah, now I remember, right? So, anyways, I'm just kind of filling time here, giving everybody a chance to join us. It seems that the notifications and the time changes of the show and everything have kind of mixed everybody up. So I just want to make sure everybody gets here, but. Yeah, I'm ready to hammer today's card, though. I like today's card 6 times as much as I like yesterday's card. Even though there's only 3 times as many college basketball games, I like it 6 times as much. That's for sure. And the NBA card, as small as it is, I like it better too. Tomorrow, though, I just want to tell everyone, it is a massive, massive day. I don't need to tell you. I don't need to tell you. I guess 18 college hoops tomorrow. The NIT and the NCAA tournament, both going on at the same time. And 10 NBA games. And I don't, who knows what the NHL doesn't usually do much on Friday. Saturday's their day. But, yeah. Brian, you ready for today's action? You look just chomping at the bit here.
No, I'm ready for today's action and tomorrow's action and the next day's action. I love college basketball, and there's a few games here to wet my whistle today, that's for sure.
So, this is a different, for you and for a lot of us, this is a different college basketball than what we normally see, because this is the only time throughout the year where the lines come out a week ahead, like college football, and then the public and the sharps get a chance to kind of assess things, and the line really does get a fair chance. Normally, during college basketball season, we come on the air, and all of a sudden the lines are, half the lines aren't even out, and then they come out, and it's like, it's mayhem, right? But
for instance, the Drake-Wichita State game, I have like a 17,000 bet sample, and normally it'd be like 2,000 or so.
Yeah, I love Wichita on that one. We'll get to that one. But I know that the line was totally flipping the other way, but I don't care.
But what you're saying is generally, 100% correct. There's just the lines to get to percolate for a little while. So the first 2 days of the March Madness are just, I'm extra dialed in on those, but because I have more of a sample to work with.
You did do a bracket, just one bracket. You did. I know you did.
I only do one because I don't believe in filling out multiples, because then you can't brag if you hit it.
I kind of lost my touch on the bracket. I think maybe I'll fill one out today. But I've kind of lost my touch with the bracket because I get too involved with my handicapping on the point spread, so I'm lost. I'm lost when it says that. I'm lost when it comes to no point spreads and just picking outright winners, because I'm just in March Madness. I'm just so dog heavy, So it's like I can't. It's tough for me to get away. I always say if you go to Vegas and just bet every single dog on the board the first round, probably going to make some money.
Come out ahead.
Usually. Yeah. Usually. Sometimes it's not the case. Some days I've been bludgeoned, doing that. I've gotten 4 and 12 on days like that. But
depends what kind of dog they are, because I didn't look at the Georgetown game, but since they ended on such a hot note, I'm sure that they're an underdog in that game, and people will be more focused on them, so maybe the favorite's the way to go in that one, but I haven't looked at it, so I don't know.
All right, well, let's start in the NBA then. We'll come back to college hoops. And once again, a few late lines here. If it seems that the lines for these games, there's early lines that come out around 9:30 Eastern time. Even for the games there's no lines on in the NBA. We could always find these. And then lost my mouse. It's weird. But anyways, let's get to the NBA. Let's do the 3 earlier ones. We got the Wiz and the Jazz, the Hawks and the Thunder, and the Knicks and the Magic. Rod, any of these 3 get you going?
For me, the first one, I like the Jazz. Jazz just haven't looked like the Jazz lately, but I think there's a good spot for them to come in and beat up on this Wizards team, who definitely does not play any defense. If they want to run and gun with the Jazz, I think they're going to get outgunned. Give me the Jazz in that one. And I like the Hawks and the Thunder to go over the number, over to 26.5. Hawks and the other teams, they start off the year playing defense. They're not playing any defense anymore. And I think we just got a run and gun game that one. Give me the over 226.5 in that one.
So, a lot of people hating on the Celtics here, but the beauty is I never look back, man. I only look forward. I don't look back. I don't sit here and pat myself on the back for my massive winners, and I don't kick myself too hard when I lose. It's like, it's not my fault the Celtics didn't show up.
I got a lot wrong yesterday, but I think I said Cavs beat them outright.
Yeah, I think you did.
But But then I got 5 other ones wrong. So.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bunch of other ones right. I just missed the wrong ones. Like my dog of the day was the Mavericks, Like that was easy. I love the Spurs. I got hammered in the comments. I like the Sixers against the Bucks, It's like I liked all those, but it's like it's always my Celtics pick that.
The line was saying
it's always
Bucks.
Gonna be that way.
Line was saying Bucks, but they just couldn't get it done. They even went to overtime and they just couldn't get past the number. So
I think the Sixers just basically handed them the game. They had it won.
The Sixers are going to be tough if Embiid stays out.
If they can get the home court advantage. What do you like here, Brian, in the early games?
I'm with Rod here. I'm usually not a guy that's going to be laying a dozen points on the road, or 11.5 with the Jazz, but I think the Jazz are going to start blowing teams out again. They had their little lull, and the Wizards, losers of 5 straight. I just think that's a sinking Titanic ship there. So I'm gonna heavy lean towards the Jazz in that early time slot.
Yeah, I'm struggling with these games here, these early ones. I like the Knicks against the Magic, but that seems like a lot of points. I gave out the Knicks in my video, but it just seems like a lot of points to be laying with the New York Knicks. The Magic have been covering in these spots. I think at 5.5, I like the Magic a little less. At 6.5, I like them a little more. But when you're talking about 1 point, and making my opinion sway like that, to me that means why bother, right? It's like if to me when I give out like a premium pick or something or a game that I'm betting, normally there has to be a bigger differential than that. Tony Brown was supposed to be on today, but we had a time mix-up because of the day change, so he's texting me saying... So I think we'll have him on tomorrow for the March Madness, day 1 instead. I'm sure he has an opinion on a couple games. Tony Brown's always a little quiet with his opinion. That's the thing. Just got to, squeeze it out. He's still asking me what time the show is. It's like, we're on now. We're on right now. It's like, I'm on the air texting you. On the air texting you. How about this one? On the air texting you. Talking about texting you. On the air. Anyways. He liked that one. Anyways, how about the Hawks, right? So they did the coaching change, right? And so listen to this, right? So I talk about defensive stats all the time, right? And look at this, right? On the way the defense works in the NBA, how razor thin the difference is. Okay, so the Thunder are ranked 17th in defense, and the Hawks are ranked 13th. 0.8 is the differential. If you go further out to 20, if you go into the 20s, it's not even a full point differential between 13th and 24th. So that's how the Hawks moved up from 20th to 13th in a week. That is how. But it is one low scoring game against, and that's how you get that's how you drop. But where the Hawks have really reeled it in is defending the 3. So both these teams defend the 3 really well, and that's where the Hawks have really reeled it in. Second best in the NBA at defending the 3. Believe it or not, the number 1 team defending the 3 is the Knickerbockers. What a world we live in. Anyways, I'm not running to the window to bet any of these, to be honest with you. We got the Timberwolves and the Suns, the Blazers and the Pelicans, Lakers and the Hornets. I got the Pelicans on this thing called Auto Fade. Pelicans. Other team. Brian, you like any of these?
Yeah, on the first game of this back-to-back matchup, I was lucky enough to have the Blazers on the money line, so I got the win there. I think I'm going to take them again on the money line. I haven't seen anything in this Pelicans team that makes me think they're going to go into Portland and win a game. And I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns over the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think we saw the real Timberwolves against the Lakers the other night, and I think the Suns blow them out by 20. I'm going to lay the points with the Suns tonight.
Screw the other 31 losses. We had to see them play the Lakers to realize that they're the team that drafts number one in the NBA draft almost every year. Rod?
Yeah, you still have to take them in spots.
I mean, when's the last time the Timberwolves didn't draft in the top 5? Top 10. It's amazing, right? If you look at like all the players that have been drafted in the lottery, the years that the Timberwolves have picked in the top 10, I mean, you probably have a Hall of Fame team. As a matter of fact, they took one of the guys, right? Kevin Garnett. His Hall of Famer. He just didn't win a championship there. He went somewhere else and won one.
Yeah.
Rod, you like any of these beauties?
Yeah, I like all three. For me, I like the Suns. Just like Brian says, they're going to beat up on the Timberwolves today. Good spot, Suns. And the Pelicans and the Blazers. Blazers have won all the meetings this year. But you take all their meetings combined together, and they've won by a total combined of 3 points. So I'm going to take the Blazers. Just like Brian says, take them on the money line. I got burnt by that half a point last game. So not this time. I'm going to take the Blazers on the money line. And Hornets lost last game, so their way they've been playing, they lose one, win one, lose one, win one. I'll take the Hornets plus the 8 points against the Lakers. I just think that's too many points there, too.
I see the Pelicans. I just bet the other team. I don't care who it is. So far, so good. They're actually creeping back up on me, though. I don't care. I'm still taking the Blazers at home. The other side of this one, I'm going to take the Hornets as well against the Lakers. I love small market, I love it. Small market against big market. Usually a lot of value. See Sean Bullitt here in the comments. I haven't seen him in the Facebook group. A lot of guys filling in for him with his, give me your best pick today. He always does that in the Facebook group. Kind of gets things going. He's our guy, right?
Yep.
So what are you selling today, Brian? Let's talk about.
Yeah.
I know you're dying. I know you're chomping at the bit.
Also, I'll give a little shout out. Make sure you check out my friend Ty Simon at the top of the leaderboard. New capper on the site, doing well. Make sure you check out what he's got. What I got today is my Brian Bittler's Thursday Moonwalk 5-pack. 31-20, 61% run in college basketball. And over the last 4 seasons of college basketball, I'm a combined 504, 415, 55% winner. So get my Moonwalk 5-pack. It's 2 college basketball, 2 NBA, and an NHL winner. Going to be a big day. 5 plays, $50, pickdogs.com for your picks.
How do I get added on the Facebook group, Rod? You want to answer that question? How about like applying? Right? If you apply,
yeah.
If you have no profile though, you will not get in. If your profile is private, you will not get in. If you don't have a profile picture, you will not get in. Our Facebook group is not nearly the size of some of the other Facebook groups out there. It's not. I know that. We also have no spam in our Facebook group. 0. I mean, is there any other sports betting groups that has less spam than ours? And that has, any kind of membership. We have 0. And it's because every single person that comes into that Facebook group, we scour them back and forth. And I'll tell you, you put even the remotely put spam in our group, you're gone. Because you have to agree to the rules. That's the other thing that people don't do, is they don't agree to the rules before joining the group. And I suggest everyone read the rules because we hold you to it like you did. So it's just, I don't want it to be like those other Facebook groups that you see where it's just people posting stuff for sale and, just spamming, right? It's like, what I don't want my Facebook group is to be cappers spamming basically a group of other cappers, right? Isn't that what it becomes? Ours is like really a community. I love it. You know, I love our group. And it's like we don't even post articles in there. The only videos that we post in there is the live show. And that's it. And that's because it's live. You know, we want people to see it and give people another place to access it. But we don't even post articles in there, videos, nothing. It's just community. That's all it is. Unless I get like a special offer from a sports book, I'll post that in, you know, and that's really about it, right? Unless there's like some kind of special thing for our guys, I don't even post that. But I'm part of the community. I'm usually in there every day, unless I'm super busy, you know, and then I might just do a few thumbs up, but I normally will say something in there. Rod, what are you tackling the books on Thursday?
Yep, tackling the books on Thursday. I've got 4 college basketball, 1 NBA. Love this card today. You can get that over at Pick Dogs Premium, $34.95.
What's it called?
For Tackle the Book Thursday.
Is it really?
Yep.
Wow. Woohoo! Nailed it, baby. I didn't even look.
I pulled the new one out, the moonwalk.
Normally it's Tackle the Books Tuesday.
I know, and I changed it up, and I did something else Tuesday.
Crazy,
so I was like,
man.
I can use Tackle the Book Thursday today.
You're nuts, man. You're just like, it's March Madness. Rod's going to Tackle the Books Thursday. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy, I'm on the drive-thru tonight. Ruffalo's back, co-hosting with Tony T. I like seeing him out there, so I sent Tony T an email begging him to bring Chris back. No, that's not the way it worked. I asked him, I said, hey, should we bring Chris back? I think he's kind of feeling better. And, you know, with college basketball winding down, his workload is a lot less. So Tony was like, yeah, you know, so I sent an email saying, like, hey, you guys figure it out amongst yourself, figuring maybe Chris will start on Monday or something. But I guess he's starting right away. So Ruffalo will be back today, co-hosting the drive-thru with Tony T. Where do we apply for the Facebook group? Our Facebook group is called Pick Dogs. Super hard to find. It's like our logo's there. It's called Pick Dogs. It's like it's no. I mean, it's like, man, I don't. It's a tough one. Also, like in our YouTube, right? In our YouTube, in the things on the top, it has like all the little things on our main channel page, like all the little places where you just click on it. Also in the description of the channel, in the video, the welcome to our channel video, there's a link there. But like I said, if you go to Facebook, Google, type and search Pick Dogs. Well, Sean Bullitt does a post asking everyone for their favorite picks, and I think that post has done really well, right? It's like the picks in that I follow in, you know, I read it, you know, why not, man? It's been so hot, right? But yeah, good stuff. I have 5 picks today. It's a mixed bag of. It's called Mitch's 5-pack. it's kind of early, and it's the games I'm betting today. So that's my write up. There's like it's not like, you know, like Trey Jordan's write ups, but it's a little longer than that. But put in some effort. Anyways, Texas Southern and Mount St. Mary's kick off the NCAA tournament. We made it. Right? All the doom and gloomers, Sean Higgs, we made it. Sean, we're not going to have college football this year. It's like, I haven't heard one thing that said we weren't going to have college football. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, we're not going to make it through baseball season. All the naysayers, right? All the negative things. We've squeezed every bit out of this stuff. And I mean, look what has happened, right, from COVID. Let's look at all the good things that happened, okay? So we missed some of the games from college basketball this year. There was a lot of cancellations, right? There was a lot of cancellations, postponements. But we got through it, and there was plenty of games. Plenty, right? And then on the other side of this, you know, so we missed Gonzaga, Baylor, or whatever, so maybe we'll get it now. But, you know, on the other side of it, look, the NBA now started at Christmas. That means the playoffs are going to run all the way to August, NFL preseason. Right? Bonus.
Bonus.
You know? Major League Baseball will be back on schedule. College football will be back on schedule this coming fall. NFL, free agency, the draft is coming, right? It's like we didn't miss anything, really. We missed last year's March Madness, and now we're making it up. Here we are again. And next year it'll be even better again. So I don't know. I just can't stand the doom and gloomers, man. I just can't. I can't live like that. If I lived like that, man, I would still be waiting for my lawsuit against my old business partners to settle out, right? Instead of starting pick dogs, which is the way it was my doom and gloom, right? Start a whole new business. Anyways, Mount St. Mary's up against Texas Southern, Wichita State against the Drake, Davidson against NC State. Brian, any of these gems pop off the board at you?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Mountaineers of Mount St. Mary's. They might have the worse record than Texas Southern, but I think they have the better roster, and you're only laying a point here. I'm a little bit worried about the public money being a little heavy on them, but the bets are 50-50. Looks like St. Mary's is going to be a good, solid play. And then I like NC State plus the 1.5. I think the wrong team is favored here. I'm going to take NC State Wolfpack on the money line. Davidson did close out the season strong, but NC State wasn't a cupcake either down the stretch. I think they started putting it together late. So give me the Wolfpack on the money line and St. Mary's minus the 1.
What, did you copy my sheet?
me and Rod have been on the same wavelength for 2 days now. So
is that good or bad?
Yeah, I like that. Is that good or bad? It'll be good heading into college hoops. Let's put it that way. I'm with you. I like Mount St. Mary's as well. They just got the solider defense, and in these type games, this is what I want. I want a solider defense. Give me the Mount in that one. And I'm with you. NC State has just owned Davidson over recent history. And I wrong team's favorite there. Give me NC State plus the 1.5 in that one. That line hasn't even budged.
I like Wichita State on the money line here against Drake. I see all the public squares just jumping all over Drake in this one. Drake's got their big man back and all that other kind of good stuff. But Wichita State beat Houston. They played in a much tougher conference than Drake did. Anytime Drake was tested this season, they folded like a tent. They got the one win against Loyola Chicago, who laid down on them, in that second game. It was just one of those things where, like, every call went against Loyola and every shot was just a brickopotamus. But I will tell you what, not going to happen here with the Shockers. Greg Marshall's gone, but it's still Greg Marshall's team. I know that they did not play well down the stretch, but those were 1-point games. We're getting 2, right? We're getting 2. It's like they played in 2 1-point games, didn't play their best. We're getting 2. We don't one doesn't matter. One's good. One's a winner. So why not take them? This team beat Houston. I think Houston would slaughter Drake. I mean, I would bet that Houston against Drake would be one of those 94-58 games, right? I mean, anyone going to contest that? But what I see is just the public squares just running onto the Drake like they did all season long. And, shake your head and you could.
That's not what it says. That's not what it shows on the
well, that's what I see.
I'm not questioning your pick. I'm just questioning saying the public squares. The public squares are on Wichita State because 70% of the bets and 33% of the money are on the Shockers. So that tells me that the bigger money guys are taking the Drake Bulldog.
It's super small sample. And this sample you're looking at does not include U.S. sports books. I'm telling you, all the public.
17,000 is a big sample.
Yeah, it's all offshore though, so it doesn't include DraftKings. It doesn't where the big money is these days. DraftKings. It does not include FanDuel. It does not include PointsBet. All of these guys are partners of ours. If you want to open an account there, check out the odds. You can check out our betting odds page over at pickdogs.com and sportschatplace.com. Good buddies at DraftKings. I don't know.
I'm no Drake fan.
I've had a love-hate relationship with DraftKings, but actually, lately I really like those guys. Anyways, seem like nice guys. The FanDuel guys, I always have trouble communicating with them. I don't know why it is, but do. But yeah, I just think Wichita State's the better team, and I think when we saw Drake play. Not even better teams, but just teams that played against better teams like Valpo. He gave them fits. But Drake does have their best player back here. So, maybe that's the injection of life. And that is what the point move is here, right? It's all in reaction to this one guy. So, I don't know, man. Not one of my best bets for sure. But it is something that I might have a little side action on Wichita State, just because I know some people on the other side.
Just make sure if you guys aren't a YouTube Premium subscriber, make sure you subscribe because that's going to be the game I give out on the early Premium.
Wichita State
and Drake, yeah, and I hate Drake, but we'll see.
I have a bunch of sportsbook offers. I have a bunch for if you guys are in a state that has legal sports betting and you don't like your sports book. I have offers from all of them. And it's like all of them are like discount code Mitch and all this stuff. I just haven't had time to even put them out. It's like some really good ones, like if kind of like our Super Bowl one. If they score 1 point, you get like a $500 free bet or something. I got to find them. Really good offers. I'll put them out today.
Everybody should have multiple books.
Everybody should have multiple books, especially the way the lines move and the lines are shopping. Line shopping. I can see it right here on my board. I can see it, and I see lines moving, man, fast. And today's the day, and tomorrow they're going to be moving too. I can tell you. So there was an Ohio State Xavier game that I was at in the Ncaa Tournament in the second round. A few years ago where I was in line. I got the game at 9 and it went to 10 and the game landed on 10. It's like, that's how the NCAA, the more time that people have to bet on games and all of this other stuff, the tighter the lines generally are, generally they are. Not every game, but a lot, you will see a difference by not getting the best line out there. Sure. Anyways, go to the later games. Norfolk State against App State, Boise State against SMU, and then Michigan State against UCLA. I like it when there's a lot of states like that, so when I'm doing my videos, I don't have to change the graphic too much. I just change the state. Makes it a little, it saves me about a half a second. Brian, you got anything going on in these three gems?
I'm going to take a slight lean to the App State Mountaineers in that one. I liked it better at 2.5 too. Now it's at 3, 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, but App State's clearly a better team. I think they win that game by 5 over Norfolk State, and I'm going to lean towards the Boise State Broncos -1 against SHMU, Rod's favorite team. I just think the Broncos probably should be favored by about 3.5 here. I just think even though they played in the Mountain West, I think they're a lot better than the SMU Mustangs here. And you're giving up -1, not really a high line value there. Take Boise.
Yeah, I'm with you. Definitely take Boise. Boise's better. Boise's better on both sides of the ball. SMU is 0-4. Their last 4 is a dog. 0-6 in their last 6 following a straight-up loss. The Broncos are 15-5 in their last 21 following an ATS loss. Love Boise here. Take Boise over SHMU. Bye-bye, SHMU.
Is that it?
Nah, and the last one, I'm going to take UCLA plus the 2 points. Michigan State. Their only big wins have all come in Lansing. What big win do they have on the road? I think this is a good spot here. I'm going to take UCLA and Cronin with this clipboard. I think they get a win here. Bye-bye, Michigan State. Well, kind of Sparty.
I'm anti-Rod.
I know.
I'm anti-Rod. I like SMU against Boise. They're a way better team, and it's like, I got to tell you, if SMU didn't get stopped for the COVID stoppage, they would be in the main tournament, and the big one, Drake, would be out, and, the world would be a better place. SMU they missed the entire month of February. So it's like, if they would have got to play in February, they would have probably been, right, even if they lose 2 games, right, they would have been like 17-7. They would have been in. And look who's in that conference, right? They probably would have got East Carolina, maybe Cincinnati, maybe Wichita or something. They could take all those teams. They're better than Wichita, I'll tell you that much. It's just that they've only played 16 games. They're 11-5 on the season. The last time out, they played directly in the conference tournament after taking like a month and a half off. So the expectation there to play in your conference tournament after a month and a half off is ridiculous. Boise wilted like a lettuce on a sandwich in a microwave, man, down the stretch. I liked Boise at the beginning of the year, but, man, I hate teams that wilt down the stretch. In Boise, they played like hot diggity dog poop all the way down the stretch, losing their last 4 games outright, twice to San Diego State, and then, right, which is okay, right? We'll say, okay, San Diego State conference champs, conference tournament champs, perennial team, tournament, all different guys than they had on their team last year, right? But still, then you lose to Fresno, 67-64. You're dead to me. You're dead. 13.5-point favorite. You lose by 3 points to Fresno at home. You're dead to me on senior day. Dead to me. Dead. SMU for me. I like them.
Nobody's ever dead to me.
Well, they're dead to me today. Next year, we'll be back in love with them. But then we got Michigan State and UCLA. Let's take a look at this thing from a very high level, okay? You have one of the top 10 NCAA tournament coaches of all time up against one of the worst NCAA tournament coaches of all time. I don't really understand what the decision is here.
I think that's a difference maker.
It's the difference maker, because say this game is tight, which it shapes up to be, right? And you come down to the last 3 minutes. Tom Izzo gets out the whiteboard, and he's riding the refs now. He's riding them now. He's not waiting until he gets off the bus. He's not waiting until he gets on the court. He has got those refs already. He's texting. He's calling. He's watch this guy. I don't want any of this, right? He's riding the refs now. Mick Cronin, he takes out that whiteboard in the last 3 minutes. If you got UCLA, you might as well just cry. Okay?
Did you see some of the teams Michigan State beat down the stretch, too? I mean, Illinois,
Michigan, yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah. All tournament teams, while UCLA wilted down the stretch. Got crushed. I don't see it. I know UCLA has talent. We know generally the tournament will try and squeeze in a West Coast team. I just don't think they try and do that over Tom Izzo, who they love. They don't like Tom Izzo. They love Tom Izzo. Love him. Indiana, Illinois, Ohio State, Indiana again, and Michigan were the wins for Michigan State to get them in. UCLA lost to Colorado, lost to Oregon, lost to USC, lost to Oregon State. That's Mick Cronin in March for you right there in a nutshell. 4 straight losses. He's the guy, and you want to talk about dead to me, Brian. You want to talk about someone who's never dead to me. Go back and who did you have in the Cincinnati-Nevada game in the tournament? Was it 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Remember.
Oh yeah. If you had Cincinnati, you'd remember.
I got books. I could look it up.
Up by 27. Lost outright. They were up by 27 in the second half. I was with Larry Outlaw at Hooters Sportsbook. I could tell you, I remember it like it was yesterday. From our Facebook group. Larry's messages me on Facebook. Hey, I'm at Hooters. You're in Vegas? Yeah. I'm like, all right, man. I'll come down and watch the game. It's like, it's a good guy.
I'm not a big Hooters fan.
In Vegas?
Well, I'm not.
They have one of the great push-the-button machines there at Hooters.
Because they pretend that they like you just for that tip, and I don't like that.
Oh, I'm not talking about. I don't eat at Hooters. We bet on sports at Hooters. They have a William Hill Sportsbook there. And then they have one of the great push-the-button machines in Vegas. Some people call it bubble craps. I call it push-the-button. But on a lot of those machines, they have limits on your odds and how much your table max can be, how much money you can have on the table. The one at Hooters has like where you can play 5 times odds on your line bets, and it has a really high limit, so you could go like up to like I think 1,000 in play at the same time. Well, a lot of them at $500 they just shut you off, and it's like you can't make any of the bets. So you're moving money around trying to makes it very difficult. You have decisions to make, but with this at 1,000, bubble craps. Generally, you're okay, but I mean, a lot of times, you're up against that, and what can you really do at that point? You're betting $1,000 on a roll of bubble craps. You're pretty much at that point. You pretty much have, And those of you that play push the button, you know exactly what I'm saying. Push the button. Come on, push the button. Everybody gets a chance to be the shooter. Love it. Love it. Love push the button. It's my favorite game in Vegas. It's craps without having to deal with the craps table and the dealers and all that other stuff. It's like you got your own little place. You move your own bets. And you're still playing craps. I mean, believe me, I got $1,000 out there on a roll. Anyways, speaking of $1,000 on a roll at Hooters, go to the NHL. There's 10 games? Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yuck. Got the Sabres. I didn't kill a buzz on a Thursday night. I don't know, 10 NHL games.
Sabres game got canceled with the Bruins.
Thankfully. Really?
That's what it shows for me.
I'm not showing that it's canceled. I'm showing that it's postponed.
Oh, well. Whatever.
All right. That leaves us with 9 NHL games. Yeah, the world's a better place.
Addition by subtraction.
Islanders up against the Flyers. I like the Flyers in that. Tampa Bay Lightning up against the Chicago Blackhawks. Hot diggity dog. Blackhawks puck line. See, Junior knows. There it is. Bubble craps is the shit. That's pretty much sums it up right there. I love that thing. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. I love it when they say hot shooter. It says hot shooter. Like when you hit like 20 in a row or 25 in a row, it'll be like hot shooter. It's like I played with these people from Germany. They thought it was saying hot tuna. They'd be like, hot tuna. It was like Carolina Hurricane are taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's like, this is the one where it's like, there's no fans in the stands. There'd be no fans in the stands anyway. Florida Panthers against Nashville, and the Devils against the Penguins. Right, any of these 5 just skate right into your heart.
I don't even know how you back the Flyers after what they did yesterday. There's no way. I'm taking the Islanders. I'll take the Islanders. Flyers 9-0. They got shellacked yesterday, and they're going to come back and beat the Islanders. Give me the Islanders in that one. Carolina over Columbus. I'll take Carolina on the puck line. Solid at home. 10-1 in the year. This Columbus team, their defense is is a sieve. They're 4-7 on the road. 3-5 their last 10 games. Carolina's 8-2 their last 10. 8-4 on the puck line at home. I'm going to take Carolina on the puck line in that one. Tampa Bay and Chicago. I like over the 6 goals. I think we see a lot. Chicago can throw in a couple. Tampa Bay, we know, can throw in 3, 4, 5, 6 on the Blackhawks. Depends who's in net. It's feeling like it's going to be a Subban night or something. So I would think the over in that one.
So we don't do coupons on our site. We just keep our prices reasonable and low to begin with. That's what we do. We could do coupons. I think we have the ability to do coupons. I never do them. We just keep our prices reasonable to begin with. So I don't like the markup and then pretend like we're giving you something. I'd rather just deliver quality at a good price all the time. Once in a while, we'll do an add-on promo, like get a consensus report if you buy a weekly, monthly, whatever. Buy my March Madness, Rod's or Brian's March Madness package, and I'll throw in a consensus report to go right along with it for the same duration. How about that? There's a coupon.
Well, also, if you look at my 30-day or your 30-day or Rod's 30 days, you look at some of the other sites and their 30-day price is probably $50 higher or so.
Yeah, or more. So they give you a coupon for 20% off. Use coupon poop, and use coupon code. Rip off. Use coupon code. Whatever. It's like we've been in business 40 years. Passed you in 5 minutes. Wonder why. 25% off our overpriced packages. I don't know, man. I think you start with fair pricing, right? Isn't that the way to begin?
Yeah.
Coupons is like, so some people see the coupon, some people don't see the coupon, I'm not a big coupon person.
My coupon code's not working. Can you help me?
The only time I ever get to use the coupon is when it's on the outside of the package, and then they peel it right there at the register. It's like
right off.
It's like that's when I get to use my coupons. I have one for my saline solution, that I use for my contacts. It's like every time I was like, oh, I forgot. It's like $2, It's just more aggravation than anything. By the time I get to use it, it's going to be, then they'll say, this is expired. Hold on, I got a coupon. It's like, sorry, sir, that's expired 4 years ago. It's like, anyone check the expiration on their ketchup in their fridge recently? It's like, usually not a pretty picture. The two things that usually have the bad expiration are the hot sauce. Like if you buy your hot sauce at Costco, like I do, and we're just two people, my wife doesn't use it, so it's like mine usually has an expiration about 3.5 years ago. I just figure the hot pepper probably kills whatever's going on in there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Vinegar.
Yeah.
Vinegar that's in there. And
how bad can it go?
Yeah. When do we get it?
Something like that. I mean, there's nothing growing in it.
No, exactly. You just make sure,
at least nothing visible.
Nothing growing in it.
At least nothing visible.
Just scoop that off the top. It's okay. It's only on the top. If you go down about a month, you can just take off the top layer. You're good to go still.
It's like
you won't name any names of some restaurants that the owners tell me that is a proper technique. What?
It's like in college. It's like, what do you got in the fridge? I don't know, an empty 6-pack holder and a 4-month-old head of lettuce buried in the corner. All right, Brian, did you give your picks
bucket
here?
Of gravy, and this bucket of gravy was a 16-liter bucket, and it had this green skim on the top, and I was like, that's those. And I went to throw it out, and the owner said, no, you just scrape that off the top. Just go down about yay much, and you'll still be good. And I'll be like, oh, that's no good. I'm like, I can't work here for you. Sorry, buddy. Here, have my apron back. And I left. Can't work here. I ain't going to get anybody sick.
In those group of games, I'm going to go with the Chicago Blackhawks plus the .5. They just played three-game series, and 2 out of 3 were one-goal affairs. So I'm going to take the 1.5 there. And I'm going to take the New Jersey Devils, the plus money at home. I know they only have, I think they're 9-13 on the season, but to me, the Devils are much better than that 9-13 record. I think they get a big home win against Pittsburgh here. So that's probably my best NHL bet of the day, the Devils.
And for me, in the last group of 5, I like the Devils as well. Penguins are 50-50 on the road. 6-7 on the road this year. Devils at home. Blackwood should get the start. It's definitely a coin toss, and I like the Devils. Give me the Devils to get the win in that one. And I'll take a shot with Detroit as well over Dallas. Dallas is only 3-5 on the road this year. Detroit 12-4 to the puck line, and they battle. They definitely a gritty team there that you figure that they could pack it in if they wanted to, and they just don't pack it in. They come to play every night. So I'm going to take Detroit in that one. And I like the Jets. I know the Oilers won last night, but the Jets coming in here, they're just a better team, 8-4 on the road, 11-2 on the puck line, and they've just owned the Oilers lately, so give me the Jets in that one. And I also like the Smears. Give me Minnesota. Talbot at goal is having a solid year. If you look, these numbers, these teams are almost actually pretty dang close to being equal. Minnesota's 18-8 on the year. Colorado's 17-8. And you want to lay minus 150? No thanks. I'll take Minnesota, a nice plus 130 in that one.
So anyways, there's someone in the comments talking about my record for this year, and I've been honest, transparent, crystal clear is all about it. I had my worst January through the middle of February I ever had. So I know my record this year overall hasn't been good. But for March, I've been tearing it up. So you can only be as good as you are now. And it's like historically, if you look back at my last 15 years, I think my record stands for itself. And if I end up having a down year overall because of my January, February, so be it. I'll take my overall record against anybody out there. But anyways.
Has been a rough start to the year.
Oh, that's terrible. It was the worst January through the middle of February, ever since that game, the Philly-Seattle game. Since then, from there until March 1st, I would say was my worst run I've ever had in sports betting. And I don't deny it. I don't run from it. I don't do any of those things. But it's like, if you want to look at my record from this year or whatever, well, you got to look at my record for the last 15 years, you know. If you want to judge me on a month and a half, then so be it, you know. I don't really care. But 7 million people say differently. Anyways. We got parlays?
Yeah, I do.
What
I
do
got
you
a Who's parlay for you. My Who's parlay is I'm going to take the Blazers on the money line, NC State money line, and the Suns lay the points.
That's my parlay as well.
Shut up, is it?
Yeah, I have it written down.
Wow.
I can't show it, so I have all my picks on it. Yeah, I have the exact same parlay.
I'm definitely going to put that in for sure. If you pick the exact same thing, we're definitely, I like that. That doesn't happen very often at all.
Nope.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
All right. Well, I guess that leaves me. I will take Wichita State with Wichita State, the Hornets, and the Blazers. That'll be my parlay for today. Anyways. Anyways, that's it for today, I guess. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everyone. And, of course, we're going to try and act more professional tomorrow. We'll be doing the premium show in just a few minutes. So let's make it a winning night. I'll see you guys on the drive-thru at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.